Okay, this has been my favorite book of the holiday so far. Really enjoying this one. And we are on chapter 5. And yes, Tim's postcard. I love his postcards. Dear Mum and Dad, us tigers all got into mega trouble last night, but it was good fun all the same. And then Kelly gave me a Kit Kat before we went to bed. I shared it with Biscuits. I had the kit and he had the cat. Biscuits is my friend, and Kelly, even though she's a girl. With love from Tim. P.S. We're doing the crazy bucket race today. Weird. How can you race buckets? Okay, Tim doesn't sound as negative anymore. Chapter 5. I found out. Jake and Sally had set this huge, great obstacle race. We were all lined up in our teams, the lions, the panthers, the cheetahs, and us. Giles was dead eager. Kelly was bobbing about. Teresa clutched in her fist. Laura and Leslie were giggling. Biscuits and I were groaning. It's not my idea of fun, I whispered. You can say that again, Biscuits whispered back. We kept this up all the time. Sally was explaining what we had to do. It involved a lot of running, lots and lots of running. We had to run to the paddling pool. And fill our buckets with water, and then we had to run with the full buckets all the way around the field to the slide, and then still with the buckets we had to climb up it and slide down, and then we had to run to the sand pit and stagger across with the buckets, and then we had to run to the stream, and at the other side of the water there were 4 thirsty baby big cats desperate for a bucket full of water. Well, that's what Sally said. Can you go through it again, Sally? I wasn't concentrating, said Biscuits, grinning. Sally pretended to clip him over the ear. Giles was dead set on getting the rules right. So it's the team that fills the painted rubbish bin first that wins. Yes? They're not bins, Giles. They're babies. A baby lion, a baby panther, a baby cheetah, and we've got a baby tiger, said Kelly. Doesn't it look sweet? Giles screwed up his face in disgust at this whimsy. I thought the bins looked good. The baby lion bin was painted yellow. The baby panther bin was painted black. The baby cheetah bin was painted beige with black spots. And our baby tiger bin looked the best, painted orange with black stripes. They all had cardboard ears and beady eyes, and the swing tops made excellent movable mouths. Jake demonstrated, making them open their mouths to pant for water. Jake jumped over the stream to get to them. He's got long legs, but it was still quite a stretch for him. And he wasn't carrying a bucket of water. But there were 4 drain pipes across the stream. It looked as if we were in for a very wobbly walk across. And the team that fills the bin first wins, Giles repeated impatiently, rearing to go. Not so fast, pal, said Sally. The first team gets 40 points, the second team gets 30, the third team gets 20, the last team only gets 10 points. Guess who's going to be last, I muttered to Biscuits. But the crazy bucket race isn't just about coming first, said Sally, smiling. We measure how much water is in each of the bins. That's just as important. You get 40 points if your bin is the fullest, then 30, then 20, then 10. It's starting to sound like a math lesson, said Leslie. I can't get the hang of it. Can you, Laura? It's all much simpler than it sounds, said Sally. Cheer up, it's fun. Biscuits pulled a silly face at me. I pulled one back. Giles pushed us into place. Come on, you lot, stop messing about. We're going to win, right? Wrong. Look, try, said Giles. My dad always tells me to try, told Biscuits, and I do, but it doesn't work. Right, everyone, Sally called. Get ready. 1, 2, 3, go! We all started running. Guess what? Giles got to the pool first. Come on, you tigers, he bawled as he filled his bucket. Biscuits and I were nearly last at the pool. We filled our buckets right to the brim. We certainly weren't going to fill our baby big cat bin first, so we knew we had to bring our entire bucket full. It was hard going running with a full bucket. We had to be ever so careful not to spill any. Some of the faster kids swung their buckets and sprinkled water all down their socks. Biscuits didn't spill any, but he was slower than ever. I jogged along beside him, proud that I hadn't spilled a single drop, and then one of the cheetahs pushed past me, his bucket banging hard into my back. I staggered and fell headlong, spilling all the water in my bucket. Oh, all the breath was knocked out of me. Oh, Tim, said Biscuits, ever so upset. That cheetah pushed into you on purpose. He really did cheat. Giles was yelling at me from a long way off. Tim, you're so useless. I lay there still juddering. I had my eyes shut because I was trying very hard not to cry. You cheaty old cheater, I heard Kelly bellow. There was a yell and a thump and a splash. When I opened my eyes, I saw the cheetah sprawling on the ground, soaking wet, Kelly standing over him triumphantly. Hey, you'll all end up disqualified if you're not careful, Jake called. Is Tim okay? I wasn't sure. There was wet on my knees. It wasn't just the water from a bucket. I was bleeding. Maybe you'd better go and get them bandaged, said Biscuits. I stood up very slowly. The blood spurted a bit more. I had a truly great excuse to get out finishing the race. I looked at Biscuits. I looked at Kelly. I looked at Laura and Leslie, who were running back to see if I was all right. I looked at Giles. He was yelling again. Come on, we've all got to finish. You can't let us down, Tim. I didn't mind letting Giles down at all, but I didn't want to spoil it for the others. I'm okay, I said. I'll run back to fill my bucket again. We'll wait for you, said Biscuits. No, I'll catch you up. So I ran all the way back to the pool, even though my knees were hurting quite badly. Then I filled my bucket and started the long run again. Way, way, way behind all the others, though 2 lions then bumped into each other and had to go back to the pool as well. And more came a crop on the slide. There was a whole bunch who fought to go first and spilled all their water. By the time I got to the slide, it was clear and I could take it slowly. I didn't spill a drop. I caught Biscuits up at the sand pit. We staggered through the sand, balancing our buckets. It's like being at the seaside, I said. I couldn't half do with an ice cream, said Biscuits longingly, or an ice lolly, or a can of cola. Oh, no, a bottle of Tizer, or an ice cream soda. No, better, a Knickerbocker Glory. He was off in a wistful food fantasy right up until we got to the stream. Jake was swinging the bin mouths again. They're so thirsty, Jake called. They're desperate. Water, water. But we were all the other side of the stream with our buckets. None of the others had made it across. Some of the children were very wet after several attempts. Let me have a go, said Kelly, elbowing Giles and Laura and Leslie out of the way. She started edging along the wobbly drain pipe, holding her bucket out. The drain pipe was only lightly wedged into the ground at either side of the stream. It jiggled at every step. Kelly wobbled but got halfway across. She turned round to make sure we were all watching her. She wobbled again, lost her balance, slipped off the drain pipe and fell into the stream. She had the presence of mind to clutch her bucket to her chest so it didn't all spill. She added a bit of stream water for luck when she thought Jake wasn't watching. Hey, Kelly. No sly refilling that bucket, he shouted. Empty half of that out. Kelly sighed and muttered, but did as she was told. I'll have a go, said Giles. I'll have a little practice without my bucket. He made it halfway across too. Then the drain pipe jiggled and Giles wobbled and he went flying too. He made a leap for it so that he didn't get totally soaked like Kelly. He just got water all down his trouser legs. You look like you've wet yourself, Giles, said Laura, and she and Leslie fell about laughing. Come on, Jake urged from the other side of the bank. Think a way to give these babies a proper drink. Kelly was peeling her sodden shoes and socks off. Hey, why don't we just paddle across, she said. I'm sure it's shallow enough. Not allowed, said Jake, and he picked up a log and threw it in the stream. See that log? It's really a crocodile. You paddle, he'll come along and enjoy a leg sandwich. Well, it's easier without shoes and socks on anyway, said Kelly. Having another go across the drain pipe, she ran to show how easy it was. She slipped and fell in again. Whoops, said Kelly, clambering up the bank, slightly easier. She shook herself like a wet dog and then dug Teresa out of her pocket and gave her a squeeze too. We're not too keen on the swimming lark, are we, Teresa? This is stupid, said Laura. It's too difficult, Jake. It's all right for you. You can jump across. I bet I could jump across, said Giles. Look, watch me. He took several giant steps backwards, revved up, hurtled forward, leapt into space, and soared over the stream. He staggered a bit when he landed in the mud at the other side, but he'd made it. He punched the air triumphantly, thrilled with himself. But you haven't got your bucket, said Kelly. The cheetahs were watching. Their tallest boy tried, leaping the stream with his bucket. He made it to the other side, but most of the water sprayed out of his bucket as he leapt. Lots of the others had a go without success. They're so thirsty, these baby big cats, said Jake. Try harder. We're jolly well trying, said Kelly. Think a way of giving them their drink, said Jake. Well, we've all tried to get across, said Kelly, apart from Biscuits and Tim. She looked at us hopefully. You gotta be joking, Giles called from the other side of the stream. If Fatso stands in the drain pipe, he'll bust it in two. I'll bust you in two in a minute, pile, said Biscuits. Tim, said Kelly. There's even less point asking him, said Giles. I was thinking. It was like a puzzle game. We were all trying to do it the hard way. There had to be an easy way. I suddenly had an idea. though I wasn't sure if it would be allowed. Well, I started, but they were all watching one of the lion girls who had balanced her way right along the drain pipe. She was almost at the end, but then she suddenly wobbled and went. Oh, said everyone. See, no one can do it, Jake, said Laura, getting cross. Jake just laughed at her. Did you have an idea? Timmy called. He won't be able to do it, said Laura. He fell over just on the field. You try walking the drain pipe, Laura. I'm sure you could do it, said Leslie. If you can get the bucket 3/4 of the way over, then I can reach across and get it, said Giles. But you don't have to do it that way, I said. You shut up, Tim, Giles shouted. I'd suddenly had enough of being shouted, and I really did have a good idea. No, you shut up, Giles, I yelled. Pick your end of the drain pipe up and stick it in the baby tiger's mouth. Giles stared at me, going, You what? But Jake jumped up and down and gave me the thumbs up sign. I'd cracked it. Kelly and Biscuits, you hold the drain pipe this end, I said, telling them what to do. Laura and Leslie, pass me the buckets. Look. It was so simple. We didn't have to walk across the stream and the drain pipes. They were hollow inside, like giant straws. We could empty the water down the drain pipe right into the baby tiger bin. And that's exactly what we did. Well done, Tim, Jake shouted. Oh, Tim. Brilliant, said Kelly, giving me a hug. You're so clever. Super, Tim, said Biscuits. Why didn't we think of it, said Laura. Look, everyone's copying us now, said Leslie. But we've won, said Giles, capering about. We're first to fill the bin.